5-year-old son and 8-year-old daughter have this incredible, I'd say even world-class ability to argue. They can argue anytime over anything. I've seen them argue over who sits on what side of the car, to who touched who, to whose turn it is to push the floor buttons on an elevator. But sometimes on full moons and leap years, they're kind to one another. And often when this happens, I see one of them doing something nice for the other, but looking at me out of the corner of their eye to make sure I'm watching. Usually this not so random act of kindness is followed by a request for a treat or more time on technology or something. And usually my response is no, but thank you for being kind. Because while I love that the action was kind, the motivation behind the action was insincere and even self-serving. And I think that's what Jesus is getting at in this section of the Sermon on the Mount. He's talking to his followers about giving to those in need, prayer and fasting. And each time he gives the same example of how not to do it. When you give to those in need, pray or fast, don't make a big deal about it and draw attention to yourself. He says not even to let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. And Jesus says that when you do good things with bad motivation, looking for the admiration of people is the only reward you'll get. And so much of our actions now are done online through social media. And often our motivation can be to get the attention and approval of other people. We do things so that we'll get likes, subscribes, and follows. And it's not that there's anything intrinsically wrong with putting things out there for people to see. It comes down to the motivation through which we do them. Jesus is asking us to flip this upside-down kingdom we're living in on its head by doing good for others without letting others see the good we do. When I need to question my own motivation, I'll ask myself this question. If I do this good thing and no one finds out it was me, will I still be happy I did it? Or will I even do it at all if I don't get the credit? Jesus is challenging us not to let the approval of man dictate our good deeds, but rather to let the Father, who sees everything, reward us by filling us up, not with the admiration of men, but with the power of the Holy Spirit, so we can continue to be a conduit for good in the world.